Hey YouTube, Maxie 2021 here, coming at you with another haul/sustained industry video, this time for November 2019. I'm just going to save the manga for last, since I didn't really get a lot of that, but also because I want to save the best for last. So, I'm just going to do the games first, so that's what I got most of. So, first up, we got the limited edition, or collector's edition, or whatever, for Revelator, which I did an unboxing for. If you want to know what's on the inside the box, go ahead and check out that video. But, as far as, like, the actual game is concerned, as of this recording, I put in about 20 to 25 hours of playtime, I think. Yeah, I think about, like, 20 to 25 hours of playtime so far. And for what I've played, I can definitely say I ended up liking the game a lot more than I was expecting. Not that I was expecting to not like it or get any enjoyment out of it or whatever. But, yeah, it ended up being better than I thought it would. And I'd also consider this probably a good starting point for anybody that wants to get into the series. So, yeah, that's cool. Okay, so, next up, I ended up over the course of this past weekend, GameStop was doing a Black Friday special for used games, where, like, for older stuff, you could buy one, get one free, for pretty much anything listed here, next to my thumb. And for newer stuff, you could you buy two, you get one free. So, I forget what exactly I was going in to look for, but when I saw that, those two deals, I decided to jump on those. So, the games I picked up from the sale for the buy one, get one free, I got Pikmin 3 and Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. And for the buy two, get one free, I got Guilty Gear Xrd, Revelator, Akiba's Trip. I think it's apostrophe S and not Akiba Strip, though I think it could be written or read as both. And Dark Souls 3 with all the DLC. So, yeah, I guess I'll start over here with Tropical Freeze. Now, back in 2014, I think that's when it came out. Let me look at the back. Yeah, 2014, back when the game came out. A friend of mine brought over his copy of the game. Hell yeah, instruction booklet. And we ended up doing co-op and got to the boss of the fourth world. And then he had to go take care of some stuff, so he couldn't stay over much longer after that. But aside from that, I never really got to finish the game. I do plan on picking up the Switch port at some point. I'm not sure when that's going to be, but until then, I can, the original version can hold me over, so that's cool. Now with Pikmin 3, that same friend that I just mentioned that brought over his copy of Tropical Freeze, back when Mario Kart 8 was first released back in 2014, they were doing the special offer where if you were to take the little registration code that you could put in at Club Nintendo for like the gold coins and stuff. They had it to where if you did that for the one that came with a new copy of Mario Kart 8, then you get one of 4 free digital games. And the ones they had for offer were Pikmin 3, Zelda Wind Waker HD. I think We Play U or Wii Sports U. I forget which one it was. And then I think the 4th game might have been New Super Mario Bros. Wii. New Super Mario Bros. U. And my friend had all the games that were being offered. So he decided to give me his little registration code that came with his copy of Mario Kart 8 since I hadn't had a chance to pick up a copy. I had to wait like a week or so before I would have had a chance to go get it. But yeah, with the free game, I got Pikmin 3 and I played through that. But yeah, I just eventually wanted to get a physical copy, so that way I could free up space on my Wii U's hard drive, since this and Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate were taking up the most space. Because aside from like DLC or whatever, the only other stuff I have installed are Virtual Console games and indie games, and I want more space for that stuff. So, yeah, I'm not sure where I'm going with this, but after I finished Pikmin 3, I think this has a manual. Oh, nice. Yeah, after I finished this, I didn't really do much else with it, and I didn't really get any of the DLC until either last year or sometime this year. So, yeah, looking forward to checking that out. Next up, we got Revelator. Now, when I pulled this off the shelf at GameStop or whatever, I legit thought I was picking up Exert Sign, which was the first of this game, since Revelator is an updated re-release. I mean, that's not uncommon with fighting games, like especially within the last 10 or so years, or like at least since Street Fighter 2's been out. But anyways, yeah, I thought I was picking up Exert Sign, but then when I got home, I realized which one I actually got. So yeah, after playing it for about 2 days, I think I want to invest in a fight stick or fight pad or whatever it's called. Not that I'm trying to say, or, well, not that I've never been able to play fighting games with, like, any confidence using just a regular controller and not, like, a fight stick or whatever. Because I've been able to do it before in other games outside of, like, Smash Bros. And, I guess, Guilty Gear. But I think the main thing I'm thinking is if I have a fight stick, I'll have more space for my hands. Because, like, with a controller, you got your hands, like, kind of like this or something. And aside from, like, the triggers and shoulder buttons or bumpers or whatever they're called, uh, like, at least for the the D-pad or the left analog stick, and then for like the face buttons, you're relegated to just using your thumbs. Whereas with a fight stick or fight pad or whatever, you have more space in your hands, like I guess flat. So you pretty much have more space to work with, at least for like pressing the buttons. So from what I've seen of other people playing with fight sticks and just like playing at arcade cabinets or fighting games, it seems like they're able to be more proficient with doing stuff like pulling off combos and super moves or whatever, since they have more space to work with their hands as opposed to just having them cramped. And yeah, as a casual consumer of the genre, I think that I would definitely get better if I invested in a fight stick or just started playing with one. But I'm not really looking to get into the competitive scene for fighting games, since I just mainly play them casually. But yeah, aside from that, I'm definitely looking forward to the new game coming out next year. I think it's called Guilty Gear Strive. A little manual. No reversible cover art. That's a bummer. And I'm also really excited for the North American release of the 20th anniversary collection pack that came out earlier this year in Europe and I think Japan. And I did consider importing it, but I didn't really feel like it, even though my all-time favorite fighting game, Guilty Gear XX Accent Core Plus R, is part of that collection, along with the original game. Like, I really considered importing it, but I didn't feel like paying a lot. Though I am kind of bummed that I missed out on the really big art book that they were putting. I mean, that they bundled with the collector's edition for it. I think it said it was like 900 pages. At least that's what I remember reading on a website or something. But yeah, now that's getting in a physical release over here sometime next year. I'm not gonna have to import it, so it probably won't cost as much. Thank God. So yeah, really look forward to that. As far as Akiba's trip or Akiba strip, whatever it is, I don't actually know what it is, because I mean, if you look at the spine, there's clearly a space between the words and the apostrophe S. So I don't know what they were going for, but yeah, I've been wanting to play this since the Vita version got an English release. Again, no reversible cover art. It's whatever. But I just never got around to picking it up. And when I saw this going for $9.99, I figured why not? Because I doubt I would have been able to find it much cheaper unless I got it like digitally or something. But I think that's also the lowest I've ever seen it go for digitally. So yeah, looking forward to playing that. Or well, I did start it, but then I accidentally skipped some text in the opening cutscene. And I don't think there's a option or button or whatever that lets you reread any text that was said during cutscenes, so I just stopped playing so I wouldn't miss whatever I missed. But anyways, next up, Dark Souls 3. I don't really know what to say. I mean, aside from Demon Souls, I have all the games. Oh, well, aside from Demon Souls and Dark Souls Remastered and maybe Sekiro. I don't know if that's the same. I mean, I don't know if the uh game design for that's the same way that FromSoft did the Souls games and Bloodborne. Like, I think that one's more like stealth based, maybe, from what I've seen. Haven't had a chance to play yet or whatever, but from what I've seen of Dark Souls 3, I'm really looking forward to that. But I'm not sure if I want to wait until I finish 2, since I haven't gotten really far in that one. I don't think there's no manual, just some boring, health warning stuff. Okay, well, maybe that's not boring, but that's not something I'd want to look at every time I open the case or whatever. So, yeah, looking forward to playing that. Next up, we got the Bravely Second art book. What was I gonna say about it? Sorry about all the jump cuts. I keep having to check on the cats. I think something's wrong with one of them. But, anyways, getting back to what I was saying, I'm not opening this until I finish the game, since I don't want to spoil anything past the halfway point. Because when I got the game back when it came out in 2016, I played up to the halfway point of the game, and then I just stopped. I don't know why I stopped, because I was really enjoying the game a lot more than the first one, but, yeah, I just don't want to spoil any of the late game stuff, so I'm not gonna open it yet. Whereas with the first art book, I absolutely love how this one was handled, especially like with the all the liner notes, stuff like that. Wait, that's it. Especially with the liner notes all translated and stuff, just like a ton of artwork, and the book just being like really bulky. So yeah, whereas with the first game, by the time I got the art book for it, like, I still haven't beaten Bravely Default, but last time I played, I was at the end of the game, though I already knew stuff that happens with, like, the final boss and just other stuff from the end of the game, so I didn't mind looking through the book. But this one, I've managed to avoid spoilers so far for everything from the second half or whatever. So, whenever I do finish the game, I'm definitely looking forward to checking out the art book or whatever. And lastly, we're at the manga section of the video. So first up, this one's actually an early Christmas present. I got volume 1 of Misakichan Wants to Hang Out. Now, all I gotta do is just show the back cover, and that should give anybody watching this a good idea of what to expect from this. So, usually, you got her talking to the guy she knows at school. I think they're in college. Yeah, they're in college. But, yeah, you got the guy that she knows. She just, like, talks with him. and then she just belittles him or just tries to trash talk him or something, and then he owns her, and she's like, oh god, oh fuck, what did I do to deserve this? And yeah, that's basically what this manga's like, or is like. Not really sure what else to say. I mean, if I was gonna recommend this to somebody, I would just show them the back cover, and if they like what they saw, then I'd say, sure, go check it out. I think it's an interesting detail with the front cover that they added some depth, I suppose, to the front cover to further emphasize her assets, for lack of a better word. But the thing is, it's not really... It doesn't really take up a lot of space on the volume. I'm not sure how they did it. I don't know if this is something that they've done with Japanese volumes. But, yeah, there's a... Oh, wow. What a jerk. So, yeah, I gotta applaud 7Cs for doing that with the front cover. Like, if you follow the glare, you can kind of make out the outline, or, like, make out the parts where the cover comes out a bit. So, that's cool. And next up, we got Volume 1 of How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift. Now, the interesting thing about this series is that the guy that does the writing, he also did Kengan Azura, or Ashura. I'm not sure which of the two it is. I haven't seen the anime for it yet. But, the thing about that series is that, aside from both that and this being written by the same guy, they're also, from what I've read, they're both set in the same universe. There was a crossover chapter between the two series where her and the main character, or one of the main characters from Kengan Asura, have a eating contest, and I think I read something about how characters from that series will sometimes make cameos in this one. But, aside from that, I haven't started it yet. I had been considering it for a while, like I think since at least last year, if not earlier this year, or like at least before the anime started. But then I found out I was getting an English release, and I decided to just wait until then. I like how the cover does that thing where part of it's like done in a different finish, and then the rest of it isn't shiny or whatever. I also heard that there's a lot of detail put into the whole exercise process, or something about how anytime exercise methods like workouts or stuff like that, anytime something like that gets talked about or explained, it goes into detail with like how the stuff actually works in real life. So I guess this is also educational, and that, like, if you want to start working out, maybe read this to get an idea of what happens when you work out. Maybe, I'm not sure. Mostly just speculating. I also think there's, at least from what I've seen of, like, just GIFs and screenshots from, like, the anime, I think there's a good or decent amount of fan service, so I guess anybody that's not into that, maybe avoid this. I'm not sure. I don't really go out of my way to not recommend the series based on how much fan service it has. But yeah, I guess maybe don't read this if you're not into that kind of stuff. And like I said, saving the best for last. Volume 15 of Komi-san. So, wait, what was I gonna say? One thing that I noticed with this volume is that, now usually on every volume cover, you have her, like, just featured somewhere on there, and on the first page, there's usually a close-up of Komi, and if there's any other characters or anything that's around her on the front cover, it'll be grayed out and she's highlighted. Oh, also they got line stickers. So, yeah, go get those if you use Line. So, after noticing this, after not having noticed it before, I went back and checked, and every volume does that. Even the English volumes, which is a pretty cool detail. And then, they got volume 16 coming out in February. That's the same month volume 5 comes out in English. So, I'm really looking forward to that. So, yeah, that's everything. I didn't mean for this video to be over 27 minutes. I really need to work on getting more to the point, or not talking as much. So, yeah, thanks for watching. If you want to ask me anything about any of the stuff I showed, drop a comment. I don't know who's going to do that, but if you want to, feel free to do it. I'm not going to, I don't know where I'm going with that, so I'm just going to stop talking. So, yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.